Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 10 Shed Shenanigans. Today we have something very special for everybody. This is a little snapper zero turn 150Z with a 20 horsepower and a 42-inch cutting deck. This thing has been sitting for I don't know how long, and my wife's papa told me I could have it. He said it ran when he parked it, and it had some wiring issues because he hit a branch, and then he didn't want to. There was a whole bunch of wires messed up, and he didn't really feel like fooling with it. So he went and got him a new one. And the cool feature I like about this is that whole thing just flips up. So it becomes like a little cab over. It has the Briggs and Stratton Extended Life Series 20 horsepower engine. It's got a whole ecosystem of things living in it. Let's see, is there a date on this battery? Show date sold. Looks like September of some year. So I'm gonna get this thing washed off, and then I'll put it under the lean-to, and we'll start working on it. All right, so it's not perfect, but I think she cleaned up pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Really, the only rust on this thing is just like little surface pitting just from it sitting. I did find the model and everything. And the serial number is 2013, so I'm thinking that's the year this thing is. I was told it ran when he parked it. So let's get this to over there. I think I'm just gonna push it because it has no air in the front tires. They're not on the bead. we may try to jump it off. Let's just jump it off and see what happens. Well, it's here. I pushed it. I did not. My jump box was so dead, I went to go hit it, and it clicked once, and that was it. This thing has no gas in it. That also has like no gas in it. A fresh thing of gasoline. Pour a little bit in. There's none in the tank, so that is a good thing. That puts a little bit in the bottom. I'll have to find where the fuel filter is. I'm sure it's in a, oh, there it is. Okay. It's hidden behind the battery. So, it's super windy. For some reason, we're expecting some really bad weather tomorrow. And that creaking you keep hearing is my shop door. So I'm going to pin that before it drives me insane. There we go. All right, back to where we were. I'm gonna hook the battery charger to it, put it on engine start, see what it'll do, see if it'll try to hit off at all. Like I said, I was told it ran when it was parked, which sometimes works out for me. All right, this battery is super dead. See if she does anything. Spin it over. The air filter out. I know this kind of goes against everything of us not checking spark or anything like that. Here's the go juice. But I more or less want to hear if this thing's about to pop off or not. Come on. Sweet, it runs. It ran off starting fluid, but that's okay because it has been sitting for quite some time. Oh, it's a battery charger, but we now know that it runs. So, there you go. Now it'll just be a matter of getting the fuel system cleaned out and letting it prime up everything and fill up everything. And cool. Got to order front tires. They're off the bead. I'm going to do a fuel filter, needs a battery. I'll make a list of everything it needs, and then we'll go ahead and start ordering some parts, start getting some stuff coming, and then we can get this thing running and driving first, and then we'll start tearing into the wiring to get this thing mowing again. So, but we know it'll run. Kind of. Yep. Well, it runs. All right, so I replaced the fuel filter. It still needs a battery, and then I can see how many hours are on it and check the electronic operation of everything, because this thing has an electronically operated, so I can show y'all, has an electronically operated deck height with a little switch. Flip the body down. Yeah. A little switch right here to control that. And there's a PTO switch that is hanging down here, so I need to put that back in there. And then figure out what wires were damaged in everything. But it runs and it drives. Now I need to see if I can get air in those front tires, because they are both off the bead. And looking at them closer, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do that. But I'm surely gonna attempt. And then I'll get a battery and go from there. So yeah, let me see if I can air up those tires, and if I can, then I'll bring y'all back, show y'all. If I cannot, then I'll order some new ones and bring y'all back when I put them on. Well, it has been a few days. I've been busy with some other stuff, like work and spending time with the family. And we have a new battery. I was gonna go get it Wednesday, and then I got busy. But alas, we have one today. So we will get this bad boy thrown in there, and then we'll see if we can figure out how many hours this thing has. I know at least that the electronic lift for the deck works. I hooked my jump box to it the other day and was just kind of playing around to see if anything else would work, and it does, so that's cool. I'm going to attempt to get this thing done tonight. Have everything working, everything fixed, everything running like it should, because tomorrow is a big, big day. I'm going to my dad's house to help him work on his truck, which, if all goes well, I may do some filming for that, which I think y'all would really enjoy. But yeah, I think y'all would really enjoy that. He's got I think it's 77. Yeah, 77, because 79 hit the square lights. 77 F-150 custom with a 300 inline 6 in it. Got it for a Christmas present, and he had the motor rebuilt. I told him I'd help him, but he told me he didn't want to bother me with and take time out of my schedule to do that. And now he's got the motor rebuilt. He just needs a hand to put it all back together and get it going again. And is his so-called football truck. So it'll be fun to help him with that. It'll be really fun to work on that. I'm gonna grab my wrenches and get all this put back together, and then we will see if everything works. So yeah. Well, our meter doesn't work at all. There's probably some wiring that's messed up in that, or a fuse blown or something. But now we got the battery in, it cranks, it runs, it cranks on its own now, it runs, I don't have to jump it off. Figured out why the blades don't work. The wires for the blades, since it's electronic, the wires are completely separated. It looks like they've been melted, which kind of goes along with the story of a branch hit it, and they probably somehow got separated. So I'm going to get this thing a little bit in the air block the front wheels and set the parking brake so I can get under there, fix the wires, and then I got new valve stems for the front tires, so we're gonna see if we can get those to take air. I'm gonna get this thing up in the air, and then I'll be back with y'all when it's up in the air. All right, so I got this thing up in the air, you know, my $1 million lift, and as you can see, there's the connector for the PTO, and there's the wires. I got everything, you know, all the electric tape cleaned off. Yeah, that would be why the deck isn't working. So we're gonna figure out which one of those wires is positive and negative, and then hook that back up, and we may just ixnay that whole connector. And yeah, because they really ain't doing too much, because it's a little melted. So I'm gonna figure out which wire goes to what, and then go from there. So I may temporarily hook them up just to make sure I don't have them backwards, and then I'll mark them. So yeah, I'm gonna get that done and then show y'all the end result. All right, so it took a little playing and figuring, but after looking at my stash of all the things that my grandpa saved through all the years that I'm sure everyone questioned why he did it, I found a plug that was not damaged to go on there. Re-butt connected the wires, figured out which one was positive and negative, and got it going. I think the PTO switch is bad, but now that I have the wires correct, I'm gonna figure out. So I'm gonna get this thing off my lift, and I'm going to see if I can get the front tires aired up, and that way everything else is ready except for that. So yeah, let's see what happens. Running on its own with all 4 tires aired up. So I did figure out the PTO switch is bad. It's like 8 o'clock, so the only place I could really go to get one would be Tractor Supply, and none of the ones I have here will work. So kind of throws a little wrench in my plans. I was hoping to have this thing done tonight, but I can jump to the wires and it will engage the blades, but I'm gonna have to get a new PTO switch. Either that or something's squirrely somewhere else. But I did get the blades to come on, so whenever I do get a new PTO switch in, I'll do like a little short or a very short video of, you know, installing all that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. We got it running, we got it driving. The date on the old battery was February of 2020. So this thing had been sitting for 5 years. It's a 2013 model, and I have no idea how many hours are on this thing. I did get the tires to hold air. I think I'm gonna have to replace this one because it does leak around the bead. So I'll price out that. But yeah, I need to, you know, get a video out. But this will be the end of part 1 of will it run and drive again. So next part will be will it mow and just getting it ready for its next owner. So y'all stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and make sure you hit the bell icon so you never miss, you know, a single video. I really appreciate it. Anyone in Picayune who lives in the Picayune area or, you know, very close, soon I'm going to be bringing some stickers to Whitfield Reynolds right there off Highway 43 South. So anyone who goes in and mentions the channel can get a free sticker. This will be, you know, for a very limited time until the supplies run out, and then when I get some better stickers made, I may have to charge for them depending on how much they cost me to have them made and everything. But there will be a limited number of stickers that will be at Whitfield Reynolds for them to give away. So, y'all make sure that, if you're ever looking for a dump trailer, a mini excavator, a ditch witch, any type of small equipment, they do skid steers, any type of small equipment, even chainsaws. If you want to rent a chainsaw instead of having to go buy one, if yours is acting up and you really need to cut something, you can go to Whitfield Reynolds and rent it. They're great people, really friendly, really nice, and they'll show you how it works before they ever just send you off. So, really great people. If you want a sticker and you're in the Picayune area, make sure to go check them out. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I really appreciate it. And this has been another episode of 10 Shed Shenanigans.